I am test driving the second most controversial vehicle in my mind. I've driven the X, we have the 3, the S. One car in Tesla's line that just came out, that's the one I'm driving today. I'm doing the intro right now because I'm afraid I won't have the time to do an intro when I get to the car. I don't know how much time we have allotted into the test drive. I want to get out of the way first. During the drive, I don't know how much I'll be talking because at the same time, I'm not expecting much, or I don't know what to expect because it's such a... To me, I have a lot of mixed thoughts on the vehicle. So I'm going to be filming regardless. If anything, I'll just snip the video segments that have me talking in them, or I might not. I don't know yet. What I plan on doing is stopping by Cupertino, inserting video clips to share my thoughts and impressions on the vehicle. It's essentially a crossover SUV between the S and the X. The Y is basically a crossover. Come back here. I'm gonna try to get some pictures in between. I don't know when I'll do that, and then I'll do my post thoughts after the test drive. Without further ado, let's transition into the Y. This is the Model Y. I don't know if this camera shows it, but okay, that is a considerable amount of space. Let's see, lower the seats all the way down. This is the furthest it'll go. Just for purposes, I'm gonna have it in sport. I'm gonna go everything sport first. I don't know if rush hour exists right now, but I'll go with everything as standard. I'm gonna go hold. Quick controls, exterior lights, yep. Mirrors, left. Auto tilt, auto fold, yep. So adjust that a little up. I am going to wear gloves in case. Nice job for going in the opposite direction. That's done. That's that. Check my mirrors. Steering wheel. Up, down. Okay. Perfect. Driving, yep. So I don't think this thing has... So this is the sports mode. He gave me the sports model instead of the long range, which is cool. Thank you for that, by the way. I appreciate that. Alright. And we are good to go. I was told this is essentially the same as the 3, except just with more cargo space, because it drives basically just like the 3. Now, I'm gonna bring the car to Cupertino. Later on, I'll switch the GoPro up on the roof. Turn the AC down a little bit. I guess that doesn't really matter. Oh shoot. Oh, not to be there. No seat warmers, please. Thank you very much. I don't know how much range the performance model has, but more than our 3 has. That's a fact, but I guess I should be expecting as much, considering I believe the battery is also larger than the battery that they put in the 3. The one I don't remember is how to change it to percentage. I guess it doesn't really matter. Alright, so I want to see how this thing corners. Not bad. It's not bad. Not bad at all. Truly not bad at all. Dodged a sticky situation there. I'm I'm on a test drive, right? So why put it in autopilot? I already know how it works anyways. With performance model, it is very, very, very easy to go over the speed limit. Just like the Model X, is there a way to change the suspension into race mode instead of, I'm guessing this is factory right now. It's not bad. Handling is definitely not bad at all. On the way back, we'll switch over to comfort because I'm looking at the opposite traffic right now and there's not much open road for sports mode. Regen braking right now, I'm not on the brakes. Gonna take a left here. Again, not on the brakes at all, but you guys probably cannot see. Perfect. I truthfully would get into a lot of trouble if a Y replaced the RX. With the RX, because it's front wheel drive, it requires a lot more skill. Now with this Model Y, it also does require skill to drive as well, but in a different aspect. I say that because with power comes a lot of responsibility, and me having done just that, it didn't really quite show. I did it to feel how much power this car has with the cargo space and the leg space of the Model X, but basically a Model 3 platform. Take you guys through it just oh my god. I hope security doesn't kick me out. They don't like people filming or doing whatever here. So as for my parent though, I think she would like this a lot. I think she would actually enjoy this a lot. Although it is kind of a it screws with your mind knowing and seeing a Model 3 front and back end, but having the cargo space of a RX. Just chill here for now. I didn't record the introduction. I've been told by many salespeople that cannot film during the test drive, but that's if they're present. So he said that these are, I believe, 21-inch rims, and I really like how this Y was built. Like I said again, to me, I don't know about any other people, but to me, it's still mind-boggling that it's essentially a Model X with 3 rear end and a 3 front end. However, because of how this 3, or not 3, see, that, I called it a 3. Because of how this Y was built, I absolutely love the detail. For this Y, all the chrome is deleted. The, not handlebars. Handlebars, no, that's for bikes. Handles are black. What is this, gunmetal gray? It's either matte black, matte gray, or gunmetal gray. I'm not too sure. Overall, you know, space, let's see. Is this? Okay, I pressed it like 3 times, but I guess, oh, because that's connected to the trunk. I'm gonna open the trunk and see how much space there is inside. Essentially, yeah. Trunk is huge. Just like any other Tesla, the Y, no, not the Y, the S, the 3, and the X, you can put down, oh shoot. I think I should hold that. Make sure it doesn't slam down. You could put a twin-size mattress in here and sleep in the trunk. That's how much space you have in the Y. However, now that I look at it, it has less space than the RX. I know that for a fact. Very small difference, but from what I can tell right now, the trunk area is definitely smaller. The trunk mixed with the seats down is also a tiny bit smaller than the RX. I don't know what these buttons are for. Oh wait, actually, let me see. I guess those are to put the seats down. So I guess for the seats you can either press these or manually pull it by the handles. Let's see in terms of leg space. In terms of leg space, it does actually feel really comfortable in here. I'm 5'7.5". Why did I think there was a footrest in here? I don't think Tesla would ever put a footrest in the Y. Although that would be very creative if they did. I'm 5'7". You can tell I have plenty of leg space. Honestly, if you wanted to, let me see. So the seats are stationary. Can't move them forward or back. Not like traditional vans can. You could put someone who is 6 feet tall in here. 6'3", I don't know, but definitely someone who is 6 feet tall, they would have plenty of space back here. You have a gorgeous panoramic roof. In terms of visibility though, it's looking at the back that's an issue. That is how much visible space you have in terms of the rearview mirror and how much of the back you can actually see. In terms of the controls, if you've been a former Tesla owner before, they're all the same. Quick controls, lights and everything. Glove box, I wonder what ghost mode is. I don't know what ghost mode is. Sun visors remain the same. Center compartment is again the same as well. When you purchase the Model Y, essentially you're purchasing a Model 3 with extra space. That's essentially what you're paying for in terms of the Model Y. I don't know the specific details for the long-range model. For me, I would personally get the performance model because the power is there. Handling is perfect, except it's a little, well, when you're going through the turns, it's a little floaty in a sense. I wouldn't say sketch. It's just a little floaty because of a higher center of gravity. Try parking. Say you want to park. So parking is a little. These parking spaces are a tiny bit small for what they are because the spaces here in general are just pretty tiny. If you wanted to reverse into a spot, oh, that's cool. All the cameras activated. I wonder if our 3 does the same thing. Let's say you are trying to back into a spot. Now for me, I still go the traditional route. I check both my mirrors, but I guess if you wanted to, actually that does make it a little bit more confusing still. So my advice to people who learn how to drive by checking your mirrors and not through technology. Let's see how he parks. That's perfect on both sides actually. So essentially it literally is a larger version of a 3, just again with extra cargo space. I don't know how much I've said that already. I don't know how many times I've said that already. Essentially, that is the case. Heading back now, I'm going to set everything to, I'm gonna set the acceleration or keep the acceleration in sport because I still want the acceleration, but I'm gonna change the steering mode to comfort actually, and then everything to basically what I have set in our own Model 3. It's about time we go. With the steering mode and comfort, the car does feel a lot better to drive with. Obviously in sports mode, the steering feel is heavier. I don't feel the suspension as much. I don't feel the road as much. We are going to be taking a left here. exiting out this way. Overall impressions, I don't know. I like the RX for what it is. This, to me, I have mixed feelings about it. I can't say I'm totally weirded out because we've had a Model 3 for basically half a year. I'm used to driving a Tesla. I just don't know. It's still a weird concept to me. I also like how they stuck with the protruding screen for the Model Y instead of a screen which is concealed, I guess in a sense, within the dashboard like the Model X. No, I'm gonna try to take this wide here. Oh, I can't even. The meter's on. Screen, alright, let's go. Let's go, guy. So this thing's pretty quick when getting onto the highway. I didn't want to push it. This is essentially what would be normal driving. Steering wheel is sort of you feel a friction in a sense when you're doing slight movement to keep the car going straight. Just scoot my chair back a little bit because if I have it so far forward, my foot just feels like going down the whole way. Overall visibility is great, except just the rear end, or the back end. It's the rear window or the rear windshield that really gets to me. That's the one thing I don't like about the Model Y, is that rear windshield is too small. As far as the sides go, surprisingly, I have a lot of visibility. With the Y and with all the other Teslas, all I want to do is go fast, which is really bad. But if you're just taking this car out for a casual drive, say getting groceries, this would be absolutely perfect. Oh, this bump? That bump is an issue. You don't quite float over, you still feel the whole car kind of lift up. So I don't exactly know if this model actually comes in air suspension. It wouldn't make sense if it does. Wouldn't make sense if it didn't. I'll have to ask later on if it does or not. Start to letting go of the accelerator right about now. This whole time I've just been, reaching and braking. Yellow light, as I thought, we would be missing the green light. I guess if you don't want a gigantic car, in a sense, the Y would be perfect for you. For me, oh yeah, the steering wheel is really, really, really light. I think I would actually prefer the Model X over the Y. That was dangerous. I did forget to check how big the frunk is. I'll have to check that for later. Let's enter through the other side. Kind of miscalculated here, misjudged. So gotta be on the brakes a little bit. Overall, it was a really quiet drive, but then obviously, with the Tesla, that's the case. No engine, no exhaust system. What is this Tesla trying to do? Or not. Okay. They had their right blinker on, but didn't proceed to go when I gave them the chance. I flashed them, well, like 4 times, I guess. I have to come into here, see if they have any spots open for me. Okay, they actually... Huh. Okay, this one, I'm going to have to park it outside there because there's no spaces for me. But that's okay. Are there any even spaces here? Me. Or not. Well, no chance of parking there. Because no spots. So go this way. Go. Oh, my bad. My bad. Sorry about that, my bad. I didn't see him. Go. Try one more time here. See if they have any spots I can take. So this dude in the blue X just came back. I don't know where I can park. Here. Actually, you know, I'm gonna park in front of where the van is. I'm hoping you don't mind if I do. Let's actually check to see how big the frunk is. So, it's roughly the same size as the Model 3, I can already tell that for a fact. Trunk size is a bit smaller than the RX, obviously bigger than the 3. What do I think of the brand? Post thoughts. Tesla, after all, you mash on the accelerator, the car shoots forward. Without a doubt, that is the same across all platforms. The Y today, the 3 we have, the S and the X. I accelerated as fast as I did because I wanted to see if the car, or how the car's additional weight from the 3 would affect acceleration, and truth of the matter is, it's a slower startup because of the weight. As soon as you hit that sweet spot, the car just shoots forward. Second time was because sticky situation, 2 cars both cannot decide on what to do. The left car actually kind of swerved to the right because a car from the, I guess, 2 lanes to the left came in without checking the blind spot, and I was thinking, okay, whoa, this is a dangerous spot for me to be. I just want to get out of here and just, you know, focus on driving. So that's why I did what I did. Now, for comparing with the RX, I can already tell there is definitely much more space. However, if you were to look at the back, right? Regular cars, regular SUVs, the rear windshield is gigantic. The one thing I cannot get over is how small the back windshield is in the Y. I know that's just something you have to get used to. Not all cars are built the same. The Model Y was built specifically the way how it was built for specific reasons. I don't know why Elon and most likely the design team, or if it has anything to do with the engineering side, I don't know why they designed the back windshield to be the size that it is. From the outside it looks gigantic, but reality is, as soon as you step inside, it's just a small, like, I would say maybe the height of my hand, from, you know, fingertip to the bottom of my palm. That's the only issue I have. Now, back, not an issue, especially if, well, I can't think of any reason for someone to get a Model Y unless if they have a family. So let's say you were trying to go on a road trip. You can't pack that many items in the trunk. Say if you have, you know, 2 or 3 kids, let's say 2 kids even. 2 kids, because both of the seats have to be up. If that's the case, when both the seats are up, I think you even have more trunk space in the 3. I'm pretty sure that's the case. I have to go back and review the footage, but from my memory, you don't honestly have that much trunk space. Now, if you're by yourself, if you wanted to spend, you know, 50, 60 grand on a Y, you can easily be driving across America with a twin-size mattress, because that's exactly what I did. I didn't lay down, but I sat in the trunk, and honestly, to me, it was really spacious. But then again, I'm just one person. Unless if I had 50, 60 grand to spend on a Model Y, I don't know why I would get it over a 3. But that's, again, just my opinion. I would much rather choose a 3. At the same time, I'm pretty sure you can put the seats down in the 3. I don't quite remember, but if that's the case, then I would. Again, that's why I wouldn't get the Y. Personally, I would either go with the 3, the S, or the X. But even then, I don't like how the screen actually is built into the dashboard, so that eliminates the S, and it would either be a 3 performance model or the X. X because you're basically getting a SUV, but you also have race suspension. And I drove in the race suspension, and I absolutely loved it. Because like I said in previous videos, Essentially, it's a SUV with Miata handling capabilities, and that completely blows my mind. The Y also did impress me in certain aspects. Handling was great, although because of, I don't know if it's the suspension, I was told there's only springs in the car, so it's regular strut suspension with springs. It's not like the model, I think X and the S, maybe the 3, I'm not too sure, but the X and the S come with air suspension. That would explain the slight agility, or yeah, the slight agility of the Y, but as I was maneuvering in between the car did feel kind of floaty, but thank God we've already had the 3 for half a year in the family. I know how the Tesla handles, and that's just the way how a Tesla feels. I would not get the Y. Family? Maybe. I would much rather spend, the few extra thousand for a Model X than the Y. The only thing that the Y is good for, literally, is if I wanted slightly more trunk space and legroom, actually. So legroom is also a big thing. Plenty of legroom. That's also the one thing I love about the Y, is plenty of legroom. You get the interior of the 3. You can put the seats down. So I don't know what else I can say about that. Haven't reviewed a car in such a long time. Most likely this was a crap review, but because I felt like I was under a time constraint, even though the salesperson, Godo, again, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. I did get a more than ample enough of time to get a feel for the car. That's my review of the Y. You guys have to go test drive it yourselves if you want the true experience. For me, it's not about the product itself. I don't know how many times Tesla has saved my ass from countless number of traffic situations, and that's just the way it is. I can anticipate the speed, I can anticipate, all that, and yeah. I'm gonna end today's vlog here. Not the usual vlog that I do, but I've been waiting for this chance for 2 weeks now, I think. Finally got the chance to do it today, so again, thank you, Godo. I appreciate it. Hope you all had a great week, and stay safe.